You've heard the Barbie story, but you haven't heard the whole story. Tonight, we're going to tell the rest of the story. The Barbie and Ken story, one of our world-famous couples. We pick up the story at the wedding of our famous couple. As is usual with them, they never do things normal, so they flew in a preacher from Nepal. Nobody could understand him. The other complication was that the bridesmaid was quite a bit more done up than the bride. Exactly what her bridesmaid's idea was with this over-the-top ball gown, nobody fully understood. Let's listen in. Oh, no power vested in me, in Allah, Sama bin Lingo, Saba bin Laden. Ken, do you take this? Ken, do you take this Barbie for your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
Okay, then, let me see what comes next. So, Barbie, do you take unto yourself this funny-looking, man for your lawfully wedded lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
And so, by the power invested in me by Saddam Hussein, and on a pain of death from his biological weapons, you may kiss the kiss the bride. And then after the wedding, wait, we're not supposed to show that. There's our famous bride heading away in their Barbie and Ken Mazda Miata, going off to their famous dream honeymoon. Our lovely couple took their honeymoon in sunny, beautiful Hawaii and enjoyed great meals, great sun, big wildlife, and just generally enjoyed their time together. They spent their days doing all kinds of wonderful things that honeymoon couples do. They played tennis, they had wonderful exotic dinners, and just generally spent time together. But they spent some time apart, too. During some downtime, Ken and Barbie both decided to go do their own thing for a while. Barbie spent the afternoon riding horses right along the ocean side and hanging out with the locals. Of all the things during her ride she enjoyed the most, Barbie loved seeing the local wildlife. And while Barbie was enjoying her ride and the local wildlife, Ken was spending his afternoon taking hula lessons. And as you can imagine, this generated not a small amount of problems for this newlywed couple. Of course, Ken had his heart in the right place. He was wanting to learn for Barbie. When Barbie returned to the hotel, she found Ken taking his hula lessons. Hey, Barbie, look, I'm taking hula lessons for you.
Yeah, it looks like that ain't all you're taking, you loser.
Through that whole incident, our hula instructor just keeps doing her thing, but it left Ken beside himself and with egg on his face. But true love is always stronger than all of those things, and Ken and Barbie came back to their dream home and took up the domestic tasks of taking out the garbage and doing all the rest of the things. And they truly did have a wonderful life. Babies began to come along, and Ken spent a lot of his time with domestic duties, like taking out the garbage. And they had more babies, and Ken took out the garbage. Over the years, they accumulated a whole lot of children, and they had a wonderful time being mom and dad. Barbie took care of the kids and responsibilities in the house, and Ken took care of outside responsibilities, like took out the garbage. As the years went by and the children grew up and moved away, Barbie and Ken were able to take up hobbies and spend some time on themselves. Barbie became a triathlete and aerobics instructor. Ken, on the other hand, picked the odd and off-the-wall hobby of raising mutant ponies. Found them when he was in Hawaii on his honeymoon so long ago, and in fact, even brought back a friend, Joe. Ken and Joe spent lots of time with the ponies. They'd take them all over for shows and exhibitions. Joe turned out to be a really, really good mutant pony trainer. And Ken, well, but as you can imagine, with them going different directions, Ken and Barbie eventually grew apart and weren't really sure whether they were in love anymore, until that tragic day at the Kansas Twister. On that fateful afternoon, Ken was taking out the garbage, and Barbie was getting ready to spend an afternoon with her girlfriends, when they started to hear the strangest sound.
Ken, what's that noise? What's going on?
Oh, I don't know. It sounds like it might be a twister.
Oh, Ken! What are we gonna do?
I don't know. We don't have any. When the tornado was passed by, there was nothing left but devastation, and the dream home was gone. But Barbie and Ken were back together. They realized that things don't mean anything.
Look, honey, I saved your sword.
Oh, Barbie, that's so wonderful. Thank you for saving my sword. I'd be lost without you. You've heard the Barbie story.